looky here. This one seems to have some just straight bland colors. So, you know. What's different? Is it the calipers? No. There's actually a little bit of a tone difference. Huh. Interesting. Gonna roll with this one though. Guess I'm feeling a little touristy today. Might go for this. What's the deal with tomatoes? Like, why do they be tasting like that? Do you guys like tomatoes? I mean, I don't. I don't think they're really. You know, if I'm being honest, I think they're kind of nasty. You know, a little disgusting, a little horrid, if you ask me. I don't think they taste good. I don't think they're good at all. And you know what? Anybody who thinks that they're good, you know, well, that's your taste buds. I can't really, you know, I can't, it's not something you can necessarily control, so, you know, I can't be too mad on you about that. But they're still nasty, okay? They're still gross. They're still ill, yucky, disgusting, don't like them at all. They taste so bitter. Like, people be like, ooh, they taste so sweet. And I'm like, how? Literally, how? How does it taste sweet? Like, I don't get that at all. They don't be tasting sweet. They taste like, they're not only bitter, they taste watery. So like when you're tasting bitter and watery, I'm just like, dog, what the heck? Like, what is that? What is this? It's like the thing's been drenched in the Atlantic Ocean or something. Like I'm biting into something, but I'm also biting in the water at the same time. Like, how can I be biting into a solid and a liquid at the same time? It does not make any sense. Now, I guess you could be saying, oh yes, tomatoes are juicy and stuff, and it's like, it's too much juice. When is it too much juice? It's too much juice when it's a tomato. Because you know what? I don't like bitter juice. I don't like bitter juice. Nobody wants to eat juice. Nobody likes bitter juice even. Like, come on now, it's gross. It's gross. I mean, I'm just trying to. I need to know the science of this. How do people like tomatoes? Because I feel like the same people who be munching on tomatoes be like, black licorice is great, and it's like, dark chocolate is great, and it's like, you know dang well them craps is nasty. Don't even act like they taste good in any way. They're both gross. All three of those things are disgusting. Like, what the heck, dude? Like, they don't taste good. They don't taste good. That's what it is. They just don't taste good. I don't know how anybody could think they do. Like, they just don't. They're... Now, I know that, like, there's things like sweet tomatoes or, like, cherry tomatoes. That's, like, those aren't... I don't know. I haven't actually had, like, cherry tomatoes. So, if those are more of a sweet tomato, I may actually like them. Now, this may make me look like an absolute tomato hater. In which I am. I hate tomatoes. But have I eaten tomatoes before? Willingly. Yes. Very recently? Yes, as well. Now, the thing about tomatoes is that they're, by themselves, they're absolutely this godforsaken fruit that I don't know. It's like somebody, I don't know who thought of the creation of tomatoes and what they were thinking, you know, like what the heck, why would you make this? This makes no sense whatsoever. It does not add any flavor. In fact, it takes away flavor. You can season up a beef patty and it'll be as bitter as like earwax. Don't ask me how I know that, but it's just like, it doesn't, it's by itself, it's just absolutely terrible. But you know, if you season it up, you know, maybe like cook it a bit, that's where I'm like, okay, you got something here. I can work with this. Like, put it in like a little burrito. Not too much though. If you put it in a burrito, it's like, it's overwhelmingly, well, like an overwhelming amount of tomatoes is just not good at all. But you know, if you put some in like a burrito and like, you know, see, man, you don't have to season up, but if it's like warm and it's got like some melted cheese on it, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're cooking a little bit. You're doing some good stuff. But it's like, other than that, dog, if you don't season it up or if it's not hot, I just won't like it at all. Like, don't give me like a fresh out the freezer tomato and put it on like a super hot burger, I will not eat that joint. I will not eat it at all. It's so bad. It does not taste good at all, and my taste buds will be offended, greatly offended actually. And I mean, it's only the truth, guys. You can't deny it. Unless your taste buds are like, yeah, I like tomatoes. Tomatoes are tasty, and then I question your very existence. You know, take me to your leader. Like what the heck? Like, where are you from? You're not from this planet. But you know, I'll be nice here and say, you know, it's not your guys' fault that you like tomatoes. It's your body's fault. So blame your genetics. All right. I'm pretty sure people who love tomatoes are like, yeah, I know they're absolutely gross, but it's just my taste buds don't mind it. So. You know, my brain does. My brain minds it, and my brain sees it as something that's not good at all. But, you know, my tongue is like, oh, it tastes good, so eat it. Yes. So, nah. With things, it's once you soup it up a little, you know, it's pretty good. Now, once you grind that sucker into mush. Now you get to the tasty stuff, okay? Things like marinara, things like ketchup. That's what I'm talking about. That we're talking. See, that's that good tomato stuff, all right? Tomato paste. I actually haven't had tomato paste, but you should keep some on deck, and if you live somewhere with a lot of skunks, cause if you get hit by one, they're gonna spray and pray you, dog, and I will guarantee you they will hit you, and you don't want to be walking around in the next 5 minutes. You know, don't be like, oh, I got a meet in 5 minutes, you know, but I got hit by a skunk. You know, you better say your parents died or something, because you do not want to go to that meeting, because you'll be violating them nostrils, and I'm telling you, they will not want to meet with you again. So, always keep that tomato paste with you if you live somewhere nearby with a lot of skunks. Live somewhere near a lot of skunks, because it's just handy, you know, it's just handy. But tomato soup, dog, like, get some grilled cheese. Ooh. Now we're talking, dog. Just get like a not like a liquidy tomato soup, like a semi-thick. So like 1C, you know, not 2Cs, 1C. Like a semi-thick tomato soup. And just like dip it, get some grilled cheese, and dip it. Maybe put like a little oregano in there, make it a little fancy, you know? Like Olive Garden ain't got nothing on you. But fancy it up a bit. And yeah, you know, you're good to go. And I'm telling you, it would taste really good. Now I'm only saying that, I haven't really had that type of dish, but I'm only assuming it's absolutely goated, you know? Just look at pictures of it, dog. Your mouth will be watering. Your mouth will turn into Niagara Falls, dude, because you'll just be drenching in desire to have that. So I mean, when it comes to that, that's where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good. But you see, that's the thing. Tomatoes are like, I don't know. Tomatoes are like caterpillars where nobody wants a caterpillar. Like, if there was a world where caterpillars were absolutely unholy and absolutely disgusting and nobody wanted to see caterpillars and they were just like the ugly duckling and then just horrible, you know, until they blossomed into that beautiful butterfly, then that's what tomatoes are, you know? It's like once it gets upgraded, once there's more to it, once it's not what it truly is, that's when it's good. And you know, that says a lot. You know, I can't even say tomatoes are mid, dog. Like, I've tried to eat tomatoes by himself, and they're so bland, dude. It's like licking a piece of paper. It's like if the color white was lickable, dude. It's literally just blank. It's bland. Nothing to it. You know, it's just, and it's not even that. It's like a stained bland, like a stained white, because it's just bitter, and it's like it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste good. I'm sorry, guys. It's your mouth is either tricking you. Your mouth is tricking you. Your taste buds they're not working correctly. All right, and you train them to see abuse as okay. You train them to see taste abuse as okay, because that is in no way helping your taste buds. And I'm telling you right now, those things it's so nasty. You know, I don't even know what tomato breath is. I don't know what tomato breath would be like, but I'm sure it'd be absolutely horrible, you know? Far worse than, like, onion breath. Like, if someone was like, oh, I had a tomato dinner, you know? Then I'd be like, ew, what? Get away from me, you absolute sicko. Like, are you gonna murder me in my sleep or something? Like, what the heck? The way you're acting, it doesn't seem like you have any good intentions for me at all. So, I mean, it's a cool color. I mean, not even. I don't even think it's the greatest shade of red. Like on, it's overall just mediocre. You know, it's just, I can't say it's good. I can't say it's good. And you know what? You guys can't say it's good. If you try to convince me, telling me that it's good, you're only lying to yourselves. All right? You just want to be different. You just want to be the majority, and you just want to be. You all want to have collective thinking that you're right and nobody else is right other than you, and that you don't want to accept the truth of that. You know, tomatoes are just disgusting. They are. Sorry, but they are. I hate to break it to you, kiddo. If anybody, I hope nobody ever asks for tomatoes for their birthday. If you go somewhere and say, oh my gosh, they have the best tomato, no they don't. The tomatoes legit taste like any tomato you get anywhere. You can go to McDonald's and you can go to Olive Garden and you could say, hey, I just want a tomato, and they'll literally be the same thing. It'll literally be the same thing. Tomatoes, there's no, nobody has good tomatoes. Because tomatoes are not good. By default, tomatoes are not good. You could say, oh, Olive Garden has good tomato soup compared to Wendy's, in which if Wendy's were to sell tomato soup, that would make a ton of sense because, you know, the quality difference. But to sit up and just ask for a bland tomato and say that, you know, it's good, no, it isn't. But like I said, if it's your thing, if tomatoes are, you know, all you, if tomatoes are satisfactory to your taste buds, then by all means have a tomato. But I am going to tell you right now that it's not true at all, and it's just not good. It's not good at all. It's just not good. All right. Taste bud. It's not. It may be healthy. It could be healthy, but like even then, like that makes as much sense as it being labeled as a fruit. You know, it's like it is, but we all know really and truly, like we all know really and truly that we just don't want it to be. I mean, let's be honest here. They're really not that good by themselves. They just aren't.